Good morning. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich with your outlook for May 25th, 2016. And for your Wednesday, the heat is going to be on. It's going to be on for a while, and this Bermuda high is going to be setting up off the southeastern U.S. coastline. It's going to set up right up about here, and that's going to get a clockwise flow in here around this high pressure with southwesterly winds, eventually southerly winds, and that's going to keep us nice and toasty for several days. And that's going to be beginning today. Temperatures, I think, are going to get into the mid to upper 80s across many locations. Be about 88 in Philadelphia. But even in parts of the interior, Harrisburg over to Allentown, probably about 87, 88 also. Up into northern New Jersey, and middle 80s up across portions of northeastern PA. So it's going to be a very warm day across the entire region. Probably the hottest day of the year, as it would come to pass. But the precipitation is going to be confined to our west here. We're not expecting anything today, just nothing but high pressure in place and sinking air, dry air, and that will lead to mostly sunny skies as well. Now, as we move ahead, get into Thursday, we have another dry day. Should have any isolated stuff remain to our west, and that's shown right here. So no isolated storms here on Thursday. But it will also be identically hot, maybe even a degree or two more. Might hit 90 in some places, especially down here by Philadelphia, and that'll be on Thursday. That chance of hitting 90 is going to remain for both Friday and Saturday as well as we move a little bit further here, but we are also going to introduce the opportunity for a very isolated thunderstorm. This is just going to be a heat air mass thunderstorm. That's what we call these. These are just heat of the day, diurnally driven air mass thunderstorms, and a very hit or miss. Not everybody gets into it. So most areas stay dry, but you have the opportunity for one of those diurnal thunderstorms or air mass thunderstorms, if you want to call it that. Same thing happens here on Saturday. It's almost identical. You get the same idea with just an air mass thunderstorm. Now, the tricky part comes here on Sunday, because we're going to have a high pressure going to build up here in Maine, but we also have this high pressure here that's established here in the Atlantic. This is our Bermuda high. There is not pictured an upper level low feature that's well north here that might push this high pressure into the Gulf of Maine. Not this one. This one stays here. Another one in the Gulf of Maine, and if it does that, you get a persistent onshore flow, and a backdoor cold front will try to come through the area. Now, this is going to make a big difference. Big difference. Here's that high pressure. It just moved up here. I saw in the previous frame here. We go back to that. See that big H right here? That's getting into the Gulf of Maine. What that's going to end up doing is sending some showers and thunderstorms toward at least northeastern PA and northern New Jersey. Okay, and that's going to be Sunday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. But you can see what happens here. It doesn't get too well established here on this particular model. It's the European model. It has this high pressure up here. It doesn't get too well established, and therefore it doesn't send this backdoor cold front in too far to the west. It brings it to right about here, and that's it. So you get the showers and thunderstorms along that. Might get down to maybe central PA here as far as storms are concerned. But the front itself never gets any farther than that, and then it turns around and heads back this way. All right, so Monday is a much different day. You have the showers and thunderstorms for our northern and northeastern sections here on Sunday, Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, and then that retreats north for Memorial Day. You're dry, and then you're back well into the 80s. Here's a look at Memorial Day. Again, just an isolated thunderstorm, maybe very isolated, looks like, and that's it. But very warm again. So we get into these temperatures here. We get take a look at what we're looking at starting off on Sunday. It looks like it's going to be another scorcher of a day. And then you go to the very next frame, then you can see clearly what happens here with the showers and thunderstorms. That backdoor cold front is actually situated like this. So here's your backdoor cold front. It's probably not the right color. Cold front's supposed to be blue, but you get the idea. Here's your backdoor cold front, and that's as far as it gets. So it gets cooler up here. You're in the mid to upper 70s up here in northern section, northeastern PA, eastern section, northeastern PA, and northern New Jersey. But just on the other side of the front, where it's not raining, you're still 88, 90 degrees. So it's a big difference of what's going on. And then this thing turns around and heads back in the other direction. So by the time you get the next day, it cools down a little bit, but you're still in the mid 80s. So it could be a very critical forecast because the GFS is very, very aggressive. and bringing this backdoor cold front all the way through. And this would be the high temperatures instead on Monday if, in fact, that front comes all the way through. So we go from the 80s Sunday to 70s, mid-70s, it looks like. Which still isn't bad. It's still not bad for this time of year, but there's a big difference in temperatures between upper 80s to near 90 versus 75. So you see where our problem is with the forecast here, and why we don't want to make drastic changes just yet, because it doesn't, the models can't really figure out exactly what's going on with this front and how far west it advances. So we'll stay on top of that over the next couple of days. Right now we're going for a mostly dry period through Memorial Day weekend, except for in northeastern areas on Sunday afternoon and evening, and just that isolated chance for the air mass thunderstorms late in the day just from it being so hot. And that's about it. So otherwise, it's going to be a pretty hot stretch coming up here. We'll watch for this backdoor cold front here for Sunday and early next week. Otherwise, not too bad of a forecast. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for May 25th, 2016. Have a great Wednesday.